Today is our first Exposure Awareness Live of the week. We are covering Oiden Sings, who thinks it's appropriate to say something absolutely horrific. In regular awareness lives, we're going back to where it all began. So we're going to... Ever seen this bald-headed before? Come on, we're so close, finger blasters. Let's go. We've done it. We've fucking done it. Right, I was just getting into that song as well. Right, guys, if you could please just tap along if you're watching on TikTok. If you're rewatching this live on YouTube, please don't forget to subscribe at the bottom there and make sure you hit like, as it helps push out the video for awareness. So, guys, we are doing regular awareness lives now on TikTok. We are doing one every Monday, every Wednesday, and every Friday. Tonight we are focusing on Oiden Sings. Oiden Sings is a creator on the music side of TikTok, obviously, and he does a lot of singing content, but he's been caught up in what he would call drama. What I would call it is being sexually inappropriate with a child. But that's the way these predators try and frame things. Now, he, like most of them, self-snitches. He self-snitches a lot by putting out his own video to try and explain away the way that he spoke to a child. He tells us a story, exactly who he is, and we're going to read between the lines as always, point out the inconsistencies. Then I have messages that he shared to me, messages that he shared with other people as well as a few other little bits that we're going to look at. Now, this guy will say, I'm avoiding the drama and I'm staying away. What he basically means is he's going to stay away from the people who can see him for who he is, a man who threw out some bait to a child. And we're going to get right into it and let his own words start us off.
Well, it's 1:30 in the morning and I have been caught up in some TikTok drama. Stay tuned if you want to get the actual truth.
If you have to say it's the actual truth, it's probably not.
If you don't care about the truth and you just want to judge me straight away, then flick up.
So already he's framing it. He's already framed it. The people who calling him out for what he said to a child are untruthful. But he himself is going to say in this video what he said and did. Make it make sense.
So, some of you might know there is some information about me going around where I have been speaking inappropriately, apparently, to someone under the age of another.
Notice he says apparently, but then he will literally say that he did it and talk about it. But actually the apparently is because Oiden here doesn't think what he said to a child was inappropriate. But I'm going to wait until he tells you what it is.
I just want to say, first of all, for those who have got no attention span, this is untrue. And if you stay into this video, I will explain what really happened. And you can all base your judgments off that.
Are we ready, chat, to base our judgments? Yes or no? Are we ready to base our judgments of this man based on what he's about to say? I mean, he's giving...
I'm panicking.
Don't panic.
No, I am, because I'm going to lose my job.
But was you panicking when you...
Because at the moment, people are making Discord groups, WhatsApp groups, generally just making stuff about me. And they're not even speaking to me about it. They're just assuming what's being said is true. So, stay with me. It's going to be around about 10 minutes.
Bear with us.
But I'll explain everything.
Why can these predators never do a video under 10 minutes? Because they have to waffle on so much with their bloody word salad and their manipulation and their deflection that they hope by the end of 10 minutes, which is the maximum upload he can do from his mobile phone onto TikTok, they'll be able to explain away his predatory shit. It's ridiculous. It's every time. It's quite selfish. It's quite selfish of the predators. They know I'm going to rip it apart. Could they do it in under 10 minutes?
How it started to where we are right now. Okay, so 4 or 5 months ago, I ran a singing competition. as I've done many times in the past with members of my agency that I was part of, and a few.
It's really thirsty. They always say that, you know, when they sting predators and stuff, and when there's a police interview and stuff. Savage, thank you so much. When they do stuff like that, and they always, you know, they always say, "Oh, you're thirsty." It's a sign of something, isn't it? It's a sign of bullshit.
Select creators from TikTok themselves. One person came into this live who was a female, sang a beautiful song, if I can recall, and got through. So as we always do, message the people that get through, congratulating them, just finding out more about them, stuff like that.
And how old was this person?
I asked the girl how old she was, and it turned out she was 14.
Level 14. Now, what I will say is at this point, he doesn't know that it's a level 14 that's in the competition. He has no idea. He has no idea, but she has identified her age to him. Identified her age. And what does he say?
Now, as this is a competition for over 18s, she obviously couldn't proceed. Upon hearing she was 14, I was like, oh my God, it's a good job I didn't say you was fit.
What? What? Is that normal, chat? Is that normal? Somebody identifies themselves to be 14. The most I could see you say in a message is, I'm sorry, the competition's for 18s only. We should have verified. I'm sorry. That's it. Messages stop. Now, when it comes to predator logs, paedophile chat logs, things like that, there's multiple I've seen where the predators will do things like phishing. They do things like phishing, okay? So they'll throw out things, you know, like, oh, if only you were my age, or, oh, it's a good job I didn't say you were fit, like he's saying. Because they're feeling out for that child's reaction to see where that child's boundaries are and where can they push them. Where's the room for manipulation? By saying, oh, it's a good job I didn't say you were fit, you are indeed saying to them that they are fit in your mind. First of all, I don't know what 14-year-old looks your age, pal, where you could be like, she's fit anyway. I have no idea. I have no idea why that would even come into your mind. It's absolutely ridiculous. Exactly what Tyson's saying in the chat here. Yeah, they put the bait out, and if they bite, then they move on to other things. So I assume that this girl did not take this predator's bait, and in fact, obviously, the messages have then got out. He's now trying to frame this as though that was an innocent or something that, like he said at the start of this video, was not inappropriate. Remember at the start of this video, he said, people saying what I said to this child was inappropriate, apparently inappropriate. So in his mind, he still doesn't believe that telling a 14-year-old child that they were fit, and he's glad he didn't say that in a public space, and is now just saying it to them in messages. He doesn't have a problem with this. He doesn't have a problem with this at all.
On the live, otherwise, imagine how bad that would have looked. You know what TikTok's like? If that had...
You know how bad this would have looked? It'd look like you're a paedophile. That's what it would have looked like. It'd look like...
I'm panicking.
That's exactly what it would look like, and you know it, and that's the only... that's why you're deflecting so much, because we are seeing what you are okay with saying to children behind closed doors. What behind closed doors, where you don't think people are going to see it. You know that if you were to act on the way you were thinking, the way you were thinking, you would get lynched in public and all that sort of stuff. That is why. Tell me, chat, do you agree?
come out, I'd have been lynched. I mean, I'm still getting lynched as it is.
Good. This is another one of these predators who sexualizes a child and then comes on social media and goes, I'm still being victimized. I'm still being bullied. Because people are calling you out on your predatory behavior. And any of the women and mothers and other people who know about this and are sticking around that man, I hope there's no way this man can make contact with your child. Because if it was your child in your family, you'd want a distance from somebody who had the mindset that it was wrong, that people are pulling him up and saying that this is inappropriate.
Yes. But, yeah, so I said, oh my God, it's a good job I didn't say you was fit on live, because that'd be just really, really freaking bad.
It's really freaking bad in private. Thank you, Jojo. It's really bad in private as well. It's equally as bad. If anything, you could say it's more sinister in private, as I've said, because you're doing it in a sneaky way to throw out bait to see where you can move the boundaries with this child. And it's only because you've been caught out. It's only because you've been caught out, or this child's possibly told people what you've said, that you're now flipping the script of, oh, well, I didn't say it. I said if I did.
Nothing else was said. The girl was told that she wasn't allowed into the competition. 5 months passed and I've not given it any thought whatsoever. Rolls on neck last Monday.
Do you know what's worrying? It's clear, you know, it rolled on 5 months. How many people is this man talking to? How many people is this man talking to? If he doesn't think that that is inappropriate to say to a child, that actually horrifies me. Especially when he's running competitions where I don't know whether there's prize money to be won, things like that. That is a position of power. That is a position of power that can be used. He has a large following. He's got about 35k, I think. And it's all a position of power. That can be easily manipulated when you're throwing out statements like that.
And one of my mods has come in and said, look, you are being spoken about in this big Creators Live, 3,000 people. I'm like, Jesus Christ, what the hell have I done wrong? Anyway, so apparently this girl's mother had come into the live talking about people being preds.
Apparently being preds. Right, chat, do you think what he said so far is predatory? Yes or no? Your opinions, chat. Nobody's going to be penalised for having their opinions. He's making it out like that's insane. Can you imagine being the mother of this child and you find out that this big old bald bastard has been messaging your 14-year-old daughter saying, it's a good job I didn't say you were fit in public.
And my name got brought up along with other people who run singing competitions where...
Wasn't that interesting? Like I said, positions of power.
They
Positions of influence.
That are underage and stuff like that. And the girl said that the girl's mother said that I had messaged this girl saying, it's a good job I didn't say you was fit because I would have got in big trouble. Said creator then, for reasons I can only assume are for views, took the narrative, spun it on its head.
It's unbelievable. Is there any brain cells in that bloody bald head over there? Is there any? No, well there is, and he thinks he's firing on all cylinders and that he can manipulate you. Somebody had the audacity to tell people I was acting predatory towards a 14-year-old. It's insane. I can't believe it. They used it for views. They used it for views. Shut up. It's the stupidest argument I've ever heard of, and it only happens when these predators walk among us on social media. Clout. Fuck hell.
And painted me to be a pred.
You are.
Which...
You are. You told a 14-year-old you thought they were fit. You are a predator. That is a predatory statement. Right?
You know, thank you for that. Really.
Thank you for that. It's not their fault. You did it. You did it. And now you're...
I'm panicking.
And you're going to continue to panic because more people are going to see who you are.
I appreciate it. But anyone figuring out the context of that message...
The context. I've got some context. You're a PDF. There's some context. You have PDF tendencies. You think it's appropriate to tell a 14-year-old that you thought they were fit. There's some context. Thank you, Crystal. There's some context for you.
Will understand that it was literally a joke.
Where's the punchline, dipshit? Where's the punchline? I'm sick of people saying horrendous shit and then saying it's a joke. Where's the punchline? I like offensive comedians like Jim Carrey and stuff like that. Jim, whatever he's called. Not the one I said. Jimmy Carr, that's it. And people like that, right? But when the hell have you ever heard an offensive humour joke which is, it's a good job I didn't say you were fit in front of people. You really think you're clever. You really think you're clever. Where's the punchline, dipshit?
Because, like, obviously, I'm not making comments about underage people.
Yes, you are. She told you She told you they were 14, and you said it's a good job I didn't say you were fit on a live stream. That's exactly what you did. I really struggle to see how these people think that they can say one thing and then say they did something completely different within 2 minutes of themselves.
It's just stupid. Any way you want to destroy
You are.
your TikTok career, let's do it that way.
TikTok career.
I wasn't going to give...
TikTok career. Are you living off your TikTok career, are you? It's quite dangerous to be a predator and have a TikTok career as a singer, you know, where you go to pubs or busk in the streets. It is. It's a very silly thing to do.
Give it any second thought. I certainly wasn't going to go onto the creators
People could ring up pubs and things and say, do we want this person performing there?
live and defend myself, because I thought, you know what,
How could you defend it? How could you defend it? How could you defend it? Because you are 4 minutes into this and you've not really defended that very well, have you? You've basically just confirmed what we're all thinking, which is you have predatory tendencies.
I'm going to go in this person's box and they've got a history of literally spinning it, and it, you know, I will come off the baddie in this. I know my truth. So I just left it. A week passed and we're here today. I went in.
Your truth is bullshit. Thank you. Your truth is bullshit. Hey, I just thought with that, I kind of look similar to him. Jesus Christ, let's not do that.
To a creators final. I got final from.
And if he's ever in any singing competitions, I want to know about it, because I'm going to put him on blast every time he's on a TikTok singing competition, just like I've done with other wrong-uns in the singing community, like Mitch Thomas, convicted stalker, Dan Sings to You, convicted stalker. The bloody hell, there's a lot of very concerning people around all sorts of different all sorts of different communities. Thank you. All sorts of different communities. I'll call them out. I'll call them out every time. And audience, I'm sure you will too if you see them competing.
Singing competition. I was just in the comments, in the boxes, and it was my turn to sing nearly.
Sorry.
When one of the creators'
Thank you.
followers, and one of my friends that follows me on the app, says, you need to read your messages, you need to read your messages, you need to read your messages. This is to the host. The host was like, what the heck's going on? Looks at the messages, and then obviously her face went, because obviously it had said, this creator, moi, has been talking to said girl and said this.
He has? What the fuck are you talking about? Chat, right? Sometimes I wonder whether I'm living in a parallel universe. You've all watched me watch him, and he has said several times that the girl told him she was 14, and he said, you're lucky I didn't say you were fit in front of everyone on a live stream, yes? That did happen, right? Because now he's like, somebody got messages when I was at a competition saying that I'd said that. Wild. Because you fucking did. You did.
Without prying the context, obviously.
What context? Oh, I forgot it was a joke. We all know that punchline, don't we? Christ.
So she's basically said, look guys, we're going to just stop the competition for 2 seconds while I speak to the other judges to see how we're going to deal with the situation.
They better have booted him off.
She went to another room, unfortunately didn't mute the actual live. So literally it says, this creator, my name being mentioned, has inappropriately or been accused of
So this is how this potato got outed.
inappropriately messaging said underage person. Which I did message the person.
He's really thirsty, isn't he? That dry cough. Thank you, Georgia. That dry cough all the way
It
through.
certainly wasn't anything inappropriate.
It was inappropriate, chat. It was inappropriate, correct?
But then, you know, it was just literally a throwaway comment.
He can't... the body language and the stupidity of these predatory fucks. He just went... It wasn't even... And then he thought to himself, I can't actually say what it was right now because I'm saying at the moment that it was nothing. If I repeat what it was, it kind of is something. So I'll just say that it doesn't matter. What the fuck? like these, you are so dumb. You are so dumb.
You know, I'm not going to end my TikTok journey by
Oh, God. Well, you are.
messing around with a 14-year-old.
No, you are going to do that and continue on TikTok. But now everybody's going to know what you are. You see, we can't get people's accounts taken down on TikTok the way it used to. That's reporting, etc. However, everybody will always know who you are. There is plenty of people that will see this. This live will be getting re-uploaded onto YouTube. I'm sure some screen recorders are going to grab it, whack it up as well. And people will know who you are. They'll know who you are. People will message me, hey, Facts, do you realise that guy's in a singing competition at the minute, etc. It's not going to be a comfortable life for you, Predator.
You know what I mean? So, yeah. That then, I dropped, obviously, because I'm like, I ain't dealing with this
Oh, I bet.
palaver. I don't want no drama.
It's not drama.
So, obviously, I contacted people that were in the live that I respect and that follow me and gave my side of the story.
You mean you picked selective people that were in that live that you thought you could manipulate? I see straight through your shit. I'm a black and white thinker and my radar for bullshit goes off like that. Do you agree, chat? It's every little bit of phrasing, every little bit of spillage from this guy's big old mouth tells you exactly what he is. He's a manipulator.
And they're like, you know what? It was a total throwaway comment, completely spun out of context.
Absolutely not. You told a child she was fit. That's what you did. You tried to frame it in a different way, but you were just setting out to see who'd take the bait.
And no one really knows the truth. Because, you know, the truth wasn't said on that live
We know the truth.
last week. So, yeah, like, it just literally, I don't know. I mean, there's now Discords, WhatsApps, probably private messages going back on this app saying basically, don't associate yourself with...
Oh, don't worry. I'll do it publicly. You are a PDF. In my opinion, you have predatory behaviours, predatory tendencies. I'm concerned. This needs a hard drive check.
Oiden, myself, because he's allegedly doing this.
Not allegedly, you've literally admitted it. You're just trying to spin the narrative.
And I just want to put myself out there, guys, because I ain't doing nothing of the sort. All I have done is made one throwaway comment, which was literally...
I wonder if he'll say it. Because he's trying to manipulate here and say that it wasn't, you know, oh, it was just a throwaway comment. I wonder if he's now going to say, I told a 14-year-old that they were fit. I wonder if he's going to say that.
me doing what I just said. It's a
Of course not.
good job I didn't say you was fit.
Oh, he's trying to play it down.
If that's me preying on said underage person,
Chat, you vote. Vote with your feet. Is that him preying on an underage person? Yes or no? To me, I would say 100% yes. You see these kind of conversations in paedophile chat logs where they are trying to put bait out and see where the boundaries are. There's absolutely no reason for anybody to say that to a child as a fully grown adult. Absolutely not.
Then I do not know what to say, guys. I know in my heart of hearts,
You've been caught.
I ain't that guy. Yes, I'm a flirty guy. Do I slide in?
Flirty? To child? Oh, me. Honestly, I can't. Imagine describing that behaviour as flirt.
People's DMs? Yes. I'm an adult. I speak to adults on the app.
Oh God, we're going to see some of the messages he's sent adults. I think they're horrific. They're coming up as well. Christ, get your sick buckets ready.
We flirt. It is what it is. It's just banter. It is, you know, it never goes any
Banter?
further than banter, and it is what it is.
I wish he'd choke. Sick of hearing him cough. Must have coughed about 10 times.
Unfortunately, people are going to make their own assumptions. People are going to follow me, unfollow me, come into my lives, give me crap, whatever. I don't know. There's nothing I can do to control that narrative. All I can do is literally say, what happened? This girl's mother was telling her daughter to pretend to be over the age of 18 so that she could partake in certain things. And when it came to light, she got slated for it, and now she's removed herself off the app, unfortunately. So I can't reach out to the mother to say, look, why have you done this?
Imagine victim shaming. Imagine trying to blame the mother. If you're a mother of a child who wants to be a singer and there's limitations because of their age or something like that, do I agree you should be lying about people's age? Absolutely not. But if you're in a position where you're lying about a child's age to try and get them into a singing competition, that doesn't mean that you're greenlit to prey on that child. That child, it doesn't matter what age. But actually, that's bollocks. The whole thing's bollocks, right? Because if he thought she was 18, why did he then find out she was 14? He said that he had to message her because she got through the competition, and then he found out that she was 14. So when you were running the singing competition, you didn't do any checks. You didn't do any checks, or you were aware of her age. Because if you're doing an over 18 singing competition, how are you verifying this? How are you doing anything like this? Also, I mean, how old is this in his 40s or something? I can't imagine a 14-year-old girl looks anywhere near his age. So why the fuck would you think that anybody looked fit like that? Jesus Christ. Unbelievable.
Because clearly, if you read the context of the message, and
We've read the context. You're a PDF.
there was only one line of a message, after that, never spoke to the person. You know, you'd clearly say, yeah, there's nothing to this. But TikTok being TikTok, they're always going to spin it. Unfortunately, people that I've thought friends
don't want to be friends with the Predator anymore. I mean, come on.
have just proved to be absolute utter snakes. Especially when I was there.
Right, can we all just give a round of applause in the chat? Applause emojis for the friends who found out he was sending predatory messages to kids and went, I'm not your mate anymore. He's now being like, oh, the snaky. That bloody round of applause, I pat the on the back. More people should have done it instead of the bloody mothers and women that are hanging around this bald now.
For them before. Sadly, when they were abused by people from TikTok. You know? So, yeah, like, ever since I've become remotely...
In the singing community, you know, you all need to make a stand. You're in this community. You can be in competitions where you see this want to do battles with people within the singing community. Vote with your feet. Block him. Tell other people within the singing community, have you heard what this did? Have you heard?
Monetarily successful on the app. People have been a little bit jealous. So, you know, it is what it is. Like, I said what I said.
He's done so well monetarily. He's been able to buy the large bag of tea bags. Tetley.
the context of it was totally spun to something else. Literally, in
The context was a child told you they were 14, you said they were fit.
this person's life, it was under a minute of me being said. And I can verify it from other people that were in the live who have come to me and said, this girl's mother said you said it in this context, and it's been completely spun, something completely different. So I'm going to hold my head up high. I'm going to keep on doing what I'm doing. And if people want to come for me, then by all means come for me.
That sounds like consent to me. Something that you probably don't know a lot about, but that sounds like consent to me.
But yeah, guys, I'm just me. I'm a real person at the end of
You're a predator.
the day. I'm human. And yeah,
I don't think we'd call you human.
there's nothing. There is no story here. Only a story of people who are jealous and try.
Actually, Oiden, there is a story here. A story that you have tried to spin for the last 10 fucking minutes. There definitely is a story. You've tried to spin it. It hasn't worked out. It hasn't worked out. Now, of course, he knew that he was going to be the highlight at some point, so he's put up a couple of TikToks. Now, actually, I'm going to do this in a different order. So, I did an awareness video on this predator, Oiden Sings, and I don't normally block these people and stuff. I'm like, if you want to have a back and forth, if you want to do anything brilliant, all more eyes on you, absolutely. Now, out of the blue, I get a follow from this guy. Now, not very often do you get a follow from the guy that you've exposed, right? Then I look at my messages. And the is messaging me. The motherfucker has the actual cheek to message me. So I'm going to go through these messages, then I've got a few videos that he's done, and then I've got some more stuff that I want to show you that he's done with other people as well. He said, hello, can I ask you something? I said, I don't talk to people who prey on children. And then I quoted him. I said, I was like, oh my God, it's a good job I didn't say you are fit. So I quoted him. And here we go. So he then says, that's fine, you're allowed your own opinion. But apparently you've been linked to a site called Red Rose and saying that I'm a person on this site. I said, it's not an opinion, it's what you said. And I have no connection to Red Rose. Red Rose is a hunting page, I think. He said, oh, Bess, tell your pal, Pet Crazy, I don't know who that is, then to stop putting your name in public places saying you have found me on that site. I said, are you just ignoring what you said to a child? He said, anyway, that's all I wanted to reach out about. I'm done with this crap. I know my truth, and that's good enough for me. I said, I know your truth. You sexualized a 14-year-old. And this is the thing with these preds. They still think you're the one exposing them. And they still think, mods, get rid of that spammer. They still think that they can manipulate the situation. He said... he replied to what I said there about him sexualizing a child. He said, you don't even know me, but I'm not engaging with you on this. It's totally out of context, and you know that I didn't call or even imply she was fit. So he's trying to say that he didn't imply she was fit when he told a 14-year-old, it's a good job I didn't say you were fit in a live stream. Chat, did he imply it or not? Now, I was expressing my relief that you didn't get caught, that I didn't be my normal flirty self on my live, as that would have come across badly. Turns out it's still made to look that way, but I know in my heart what I meant. Oh, chat, he knows what he meant in his heart. I said, you sexualized a child. That is exactly what you said. And then he said that I was incorrect by saying that. And then said, because you would then have to admit your wrongdoing. You said to the child, you're lucky I didn't say you were fit, By saying that, you are saying they are fit. He said, I'm not sure why you think I would ever be on the app if I genuinely acted this way. Like, the way these predators think they can manipulate situations are insane. I said, many predators are on this app. He's almost using the defence of, well, I wouldn't be on TikTok if I was a predator. You know, I'd be out of a job. Happily out of a job. He said, not at all. I call a lot of women fit and beautiful on my lives or compliment them. However, I have learnt my lesson and not to objectify women on the app, as it can lead to a situation like this. You've had to learn a lesson that not to objectify women. It's your big old age. You are a huge red flag. If it wasn't bad enough that you were messaging 14-year-olds and telling them that they were fit, this is also a huge self-snitch. He says, as objectified women can lead to situations like this. And then I said, there's lots of preds on the app. He replied to that saying, well, they're absolute wrong-uns, but I'm not even in the same category as you're painting me to be. Honestly, it's fine. And then I sent him a common grooming tactic. So I basically broke down what he was saying. I said, testing boundaries, the near miss tactic. By saying it's a good job I didn't say, the adult is actually saying the inappropriate thing without taking full responsibility for it. He is painting the idea that he finds the minor fit or attractive, while framing it as a hypothetical. This tests the minor's reaction. If the minor ignores it or laughs, the predator knows he can push further. If the minor gets uncomfortable, he can then claim, but I didn't actually say it. Which is, you know, and I broke it down into huge detail here about gaslighting and normalising it and all this sort of stuff. Which is, it's straight out of a predator's textbook. And all of these, by the way, all of these messages in full are on my Facebook. If you just search James Hope, you'll find me. I've got a little thing next to me saying TheFactFreak. He said, that's fine. Like I said, I know my truth. You seriously believe I meant to objectify this girl and was fishing for a reaction? That's your expert opinion. I can't change that, but I'm not apologising for something that's not true. Can you imagine, like, this guy is that confident? I said, this isn't about my opinion, it's about the fact that an adult shouldn't be discussing a child's physical attractiveness with them, period. Your truth doesn't change the nature of the boundary. And can I just ask you, chat, if you are following Oiden Sings, just quickly search, block him, get rid. He said, well, I wish you a good day. Freak, you know, let's have that nail emoji in the chat. He said, well, I wish you a good day. And I said, well, I wish you the worst day. I wish you the most day imaginable. Like, this is what these preds try to do as well. Try and put themselves on some sort of pedestal. Like, oh, I'm not rising to this. Oh, shut up. He said, cheers regardless, I wish you a good day. I said, don't ever talk to me again, predator. I'm now going to publish these messages, get in touch with Red Rose and give them the messages and the video you have about talking what you did, which I have passed on to Red Rose. Now, he then obviously has tried to frame this, the fact that I'm focusing on this predator, as drama to his followers. I mean, he gets about 10 likes on most of his posts, so I mean, I'm not quite sure what's going on there, but he's trying his best. So he put out a post earlier saying, thank you for such amazing support. And he showed a screenshot to show that he had 178 viewers. Well done, Oiden. And then he said, it's been a while since we went live, since all this nonsense, I mean, saying nonsense probably Probably not the best word, and Oiden, probably not the best. Haven't been live since all this nonsense started, and lies about me, but look at the people in the live. It was an amazing hour and a half of me doing what I love. I will not be engaging with the drama or the trolls. I don't know, all these predators always seem to call people out in them trolls like it's some sort of big win, and some people will unfortunately believe it.
I have to follow a place I have to go. Well, no.
This is the video he put out today. Look at this absolute slop. Look at it. Look at it. Look at this slop. Welcome to the new week. Well, I've started the new week by exposing you, you predator. Leaving the drama behind unless provoked. Do you feel provoked? Are you watching? I bet you're watching on a burner account. They always say they're not watching. Come in here on your account, join the box, and explain to me why I'm wrong. I will listen to you. I am well capable of listening to you. Come and change our opinions of what you said. Come and explain it all. It says, unless provoked. I'm scared of you. I'd love to have a conversation with you, predator. Jump in the box in front of us all. Tell us exactly how wrong we are. Now, he said, let's make it a great week. I mean, that's going to work out the way you wanted it to. Now, I will touch briefly. I did not make this. Okay. I did not make this. However, I will say that obviously he was coughing a lot during the video. He might have come down with a case of the tonsillitis. I'm not too sure. I've heard it's worse than COVID. He said, now this video here does highlight some of the things that he has done regarding women, I believe, and other people. So we're going to have a little look at this. And then I have one more video to show you about this absolute predator. If you can, guys, hold the screen, hit repost. And if you haven't grabbed that heart me, please do. Follow this live for your awareness lives. We're doing awareness lives Monday, Wednesday and Friday, covering different people each time. Right, okay, so let's get on to tonsillitis here.
The competition was specifically open
So this is another video of him trying to explain away his thoughts.
to over 18s. So as I do with my people get through.
Oh God, I'm losing them. He's really panicking with this one, when he fucking hell.
The person got through.
Shit.
If anyone knows me on this app, I'm pretty flirty. Right? So the person.
So he's now framing the messages he sent to a 14-year-old. He's like, look, I know I told a 14-year-old they were fit, but everyone knows I'm flirty. What the fuck? What are you talking about, Nancy Chops?
Got through. I then went after the app, messaged the person and goes, just to confirm, you're over the age of 18 and you can do these days. The person then said, no, I'm not 18, I'm 14 or 13 at the time. Gone on.
Oh! Now the allegation is there could have been 13. Jesus Christ. My God. You know what? There's one thing that's consistent with predators. They cannot get their fucking story straight. They cannot get their story straight. They cannot do it. Impossible.
What it was. I said, oh my God, it's a good job I didn't say you was fit on live.
Wow.
Which I say to a lot of people on live. Yeah? So good job I didn't say that because I would get absolutely fucking lynched. Yeah? Right? Then that was it. Conversation over.
These preds out themselves in 4K.
Nothing else.
Well, not in 4K here. It looks like he filmed this on a baked potato. That's an unfortunate picture. Hopefully these people have walked away from him. However, I would encourage people to pull people up on these supporters. Now look at these messages. Oi, oi, this is from, pardon me, Oiden over here. Oh, spoil sport. Bit jealous. You've got someone to get someone. Haha, that's not the point. What's the point of it then? Are you a squirter or a deep throater? Well, that's a very personal question, don't you think? Haha, I'm not shy, me. Now, I believe those messages are with an adult. I don't believe these ones are with the child. But this is the way that the man said, you know, that he had to work on objectifying women and not objectifying women. What the shit. What the actual shit. Absolute beast. And also, I'd imagine, Oiden, everyone's deep throating that little pickle if they get anywhere near it, let's face it. And, you know, let's face it, it's not going to be much of a challenge. And also, shriveled, and you only seem to keep it for children anyway, so I don't know. Now, obviously, Oiden mentioned at the singing competition that he did, when his child was going on, he mentioned Evil Queen, I believe. So we've got a clip here.
We ran a singing competition with another creator around about 9.5 months ago.
What is this about?
The competition was specifically open to over 18s.
Thank you.
So as I do with my people get through, the person got through. If anyone knows me on this app, I'm pretty flirty, right? So the person got through. I then...
It's the justifying talking to a child like that as I'm a pretty flirty guy.
Went after the app, messaged the person and goes, just to confirm, you're over the age of 18 and you can do these days. The person then said...
Chat, is he a beast or not? Yes or no?
No, I'm not 18, I'm 14 or 13 at the time, don't know what it was.
Exactly, Joe. Exactly, Joe. Flirty translates to I sexually harass women and objectify them. I agree with that. It's all men until it's no men. Simple as.
I said, oh my God, it's a good job I didn't say you was fit on live, which I say to a lot of people on live. Yeah? It's a good job I didn't say that because I would get absolutely lynched.
Well, why would you have said that once they said the age?
Exactly.
Why would you then continue that conversation and say that, oh, it's a good job I didn't say you were fit then? That sounds like a chat log that they read out when they go and sting the predators.
That's what I've just said. That's what you guys have agreed to as well.
Because if you knew that, you'd just say, oh, sorry, you're excluded from the competition and that be it.
Exactly.
Yeah, right? Then, that was it. Conversation over. Nothing else was ever said. Okay? How the hell
that's
that?
What,
yeah, I know.
Oiden, that's what's kind of upsetting because the thought is actually in your head, so you even say that.
And whoever this is in the box challenging this man, exactly right.
Like to even say, oh, it's a good job I haven't said this and that. Do you know what I mean? Like,
when she said she's 14, you shouldn't have even said that. Simple as.
No, okay, I get where you're saying, okay.
Do you hear him trip? He's like, oh, yeah, that's probably why Oiden doesn't like to respond to people who call him out, because there is no defence for what he did. His actions were predatory.
You were wrong at end up.
Right now,
oh, I'm not a wrong though, is it?
Yeah, you are thinking that about a 14-year-old. You should. When she said she's 14, you should have said.
He did not expect to be called out. These predators are so confident in themselves sometimes they think they can talk their way out of the situation. It's nuts.
Oh, right, no worries. You shouldn't have said, oh, shit, I shouldn't have said you're beautiful. Shouldn't have thought that you're beautiful. Simple as.
Guys,
you're wrong.
Yeah, but Oiden, for you to say it's a good job I didn't, you must have been thinking that.
Spot on. So there we go, chat. That was our awareness live on Oiden Sings. You tell me in the chat exactly what you think of him. If you're re-watching this live on YouTube, you tell us in the comments as well exactly what you think. Don't forget to let people know who this beast is. He is amongst the singing community on here, and he is explaining his predatory actions away by saying, it was just drama. It's drama. It's not. It's predatory actions. I just want to say thank you everybody who showed up today, everyone who supported the live, tapped on the screen, shared it and everything. You guys are absolutely incredible. Will you guys be back here for our next exposure live on Wednesday? On Wednesday, I'm refreshing the memory of some of you guys and telling some of you guys for the first time about a guy who's called MZNE, who is a rapper, and I say very loosely, one of the worst rappers I've ever heard, who actually has charges for cardinal knowledge, which is statutory rape. And he's on this app, he's changed his username again, and he's trying to get back on here without being noticed. We have a lot to show you on that predator, so that will be Wednesday, 6 o'clock on TikTok. Alright, so we will be doing that Wednesday, and like I say, we have another one on Friday. Right, thank you so much everybody, you guys are absolutely incredible. Remember, check your kids' devices and have conversations around consent and online safety. Have a great day.